Marty Siegel. I'm the Executive Director of the Genetics Policy Institute, which is presenting the World Stem Cell Summit, co-hosted by the YCell Research Institute and the University of Wisconsin Stem Cell and Regenerative Medicine Center. I'm so glad that we are doing this here. I first came to Madison in January. I've never been so cold in my life, and the Visitors Bureau informed me that there really was grass and trees out there. And now to come back in September and see it, well, it's a warming experience for sure. It was every year for the past 5 years, the Genetics Policy Institute has staged a major conference. Our first conference was for the United Nations to try to teach the United Nations the difference between unethical reproductive cloning and something called somatic cell nuclear transfer, a form of stem cell research that was under a threat of being banned by World Treaty, which we successfully derailed along with a massive patients movement and with organizing all the stakeholders. Since then, we've staged annual policy and advocacy summits, the first at Baylor College of Medicine at the Texas Medical Center in Houston. Then we worked with Stanford University, last year with the Harvard Stem Cell Institute. And I'm very pleased that this year we are staging our conference with the University of Wisconsin in Madison. A decade ago, Dr. Jamie Thompson launched the field of embryonic stem cell research, human embryonic stem cell research, with his discoveries. A year ago or so, we had the latest breakthrough from the Thompson labs on iPS cells, induced pluripotent cells. There's no question that Madison is the center of the stem cell universe. You have an enlightened state leadership with Governor Doyle, and we are very happy for the support that we've had for our conference. It's always been a goal of the Genetics Policy Institute to try to engage the public. And as I looked at the biannual AIDS conference and saw that they drew a tremendous grassroots crowd and programming outside of their core meeting, I thought that it would be appropriate for stem cells to have the similar grassroots and public participation. And this is the first year we've been able to do this. Madison is the perfect community where we can all celebrate the hopes and goals of stem cells. The cause of stem cell research is not a political issue. I would say it is a consumer issue. If you ask 70% of the American public, do they support stem cell research, they're going to say yes. They might not know what it is, and they may have forgotten their 10th grade biology, but they will see stem cell research not as a political issue, but as or a public policy issue, but as a personal health issue. As a personal health issue, meaning something that's going to impact not only their lives, but perhaps the health of their loved ones and of their friends. And this is a very powerful movement indeed. And where the federal government has only put about $200 million into research grants for human embryonic stem cell research since 2001, it's been this broad consumer movement that has brought forth Proposition 71 in California with over $3 billion of research, and have many other states also putting resources into this field. A field that represents treating one-day diseases, not only not by surgery or by drugs, but by cell therapies to rebuild damaged tissues and organs, to be able to use cells as a tool for drug discovery and to discover the root causes of disease. A very significant thing indeed. So we're going to kick off our public day, and I hope you will stay throughout the day for our events. We have some amazing documentaries, 3 of them that are showing in another room on the facility. We have a very inspiring talk later by Sam Schmidt, who you may have heard of. Sam was a champion IndyCar racer who sadly became paralyzed in an accident and has gone on to create the Sam Schmidt Paralysis Foundation and will be one of our keynote speaker at Lab on the Lake with a very inspiring talk, Racing to Recovery. So please join us for that. We have bands and music out there to celebrate stem cell research, the Clyde Stubblefield Band, Elf Lettuce, and someone very special, Professor X. Professor X is Richard Gaskin, who is a rap singer and DJ. Professor X is going to be the host of this. He was paralyzed, sadly, in an accident, but he's become a tremendous supporter of stem cell research. This is going to be a very special day, and I want to thank all of you for coming to Lab on the Lake. Please participate and call up your friends as soon as this lecture is over and tell them to come back and enjoy it some more. Now, I'm very honored to introduce and a very important leader of your community, County Executive Kathleen Falk, to give some words of introduction, and we'll also introduce our speaker of Stem Cells 101, a very famous and prominent scientist, Gabi Cezar, who we all know and love, and I'm very honored as a member of the Science Advisory Board of my organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernie. Mr. Siegel, you need to know, is one of the key reasons this fabulous World Summit is here. He's been working on this for over a year, and I do remember in January when it was bitterly cold, that he was doubting whether this was really the smart place to have this in September. So would you join me in thanking him for bringing this fabulous... For those of you who are visiting, and I know there are many, I'm like the mayor of Dane County. About 500,000 people elect me to solve problems and move us forward, and it is a great honor to be the host county here for this fabulous summit. You know, we are so proud on many levels that we are the center of the stem cell universe, as Bernie said. It means an enormous amount to us in terms of the hope and the promise of the scientific advancements that this research brings, but it is also incredibly exciting and wonderful to be part of this when every day you pick up the paper and see what Gabi has discovered, and many of the other scientists, to be living here and knowing it brings young people and old people to our county, and it's no wonder we're the fastest growing county in Wisconsin because of the excitement that this brings for the future. I am deeply honored to say a few words on behalf of Governor Doyle and then to introduce our fabulous speaker. Governor Doyle was hoping to be here right this moment, but got taken away for another important duty. But he has been deeply involved in the summit from the very beginning and helping bring it here, and is involved in the next couple of days on many levels. He is a champion of stem cell research. You know, we believe we are the center of the universe, but we would also be the first to acknowledge that there's great science going on around the planet. But we are going to try to continue to be the epicenter of stem cell research. Governor Doyle has made a commitment, a goal, of capturing 10% of the national stem cell market by the year 2015. And we're a Badger state that tries to accomplish our goals. He also, the Governor Doyle, launched the $750 million initiative for stem cell research and biotechnology in Wisconsin last May, when he did the groundbreaking for the fabulous Institutes of Discovery that are a public-private partnership that really house not only our best and brightest in this area, but will create the synergy of the interdisciplinary science that's also one of the great promises of this research. Because of Governor Doyle's leadership, our world-class scientists here and all these major investments have grown 400 biotech companies. It's over an $8.6 billion part of our economy here in Wisconsin, with 3,400 jobs alone for our state. It is a really important part of our future, and Governor Doyle's commitment has made it front and center. So far, in 2007 alone, Wisconsin's attracted another $70 million in early stage investments for the life sciences and technology, and that's just the beginning. So Governor Doyle has really been a great champion of stem cell research. And hence, one of the big reasons why we're all here today. One of our rock stars, I'll call her, but that is not meant to be, and it's really meant to celebrate. One of the fabulous attributes of Dr. Cezar, who I will introduce now, is she's got a real gift in being able to translate this incredibly complex science that I have to look up in the dictionary to pronounce to lay people like me. I'm a proud graduate of our law school.